Hey, Sophie. Today we are going to be reading a special kind of book. This book is a book that has just pictures and no words. It's a wordless picture book. Yeah. And in this book, we're going to tell a story just by using the pictures. Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right, let's see. The title of this book is Pele. Pele, what do you just notice from just the front cover?
The boy is holding the trophy, and the boys are holding him up.
I see that. They look
And he is also a soccer player, and that's why he had the trophy.
You think he's a soccer player? Maybe. That's a sport you play, isn't it?
Yeah.
You play soccer?
I played soccer, but now I don't because I already won.
Oh, so you have some connection maybe with a soccer player, huh? Okay. So let's read the back of this book to give us a little idea of what we might be reading about. This says, Pele. In 1940, in the country of Brazil, a future soccer star was born. Soccer, you're right. His parents named him Edson, but his friends called him Pele. How did Pele become a soccer star? So that's what we're going to read today to find out, okay? So we're going to read through the book and see how did Pele become a soccer star. You ready to read through those pictures?
Yes.
So let's jump back to the beginning of this book. And let's look at that one, Pele. Oops. Let me pull this down so we can read. Illustrations by Madeline Goodnight. This has some beautiful illustrations in it.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell me what is happening on this page.
The boy is running, and there's also a can on the ground, and he's running barefoot.
He's running barefoot. Well, tell me else. What else you see is happening?
There's a big map, and there's also this right here.
Yeah. What do you see right there? Let me move us over. What do you see?
There's a yellow square or triangle, square or
the yellow circle. What are you pointing at? Oh, this right here? Oh, yeah, that's kind of a shape we haven't looked at too much yet, but you see a yellow shape there? What about it?
The yellow shape has a ball on it that is blue and white.
Interesting. All right, let's see. Good. What do you see happening on this page?
The boy is running again, and he's barefooted again. And then there's a can on the ground. He picked the can up and flipped it into the trash. And then Mom and Dad were frustrated because there's oranges on the ground. 3 oranges.
What in the picture is telling you that Mom and Dad are frustrated?
Because I see Dad's face and his eyebrows are squinted, and Mommy also has her hands on her hips, and the boy is looking at them, and it is like, and then his foot's lifted up.
His foot's lifted up. What do you think he's doing with his foot lifted up?
I think he's looking at them, and he's flinging the orange back in.
Flinging the oranges in. Okay, so let's look. Good job. What's happening on this page?
He is using socks to put a shirt in.
So tell me about what you're seeing on the picture.
I see that there is the gray shirt and there's multiple socks on top.
Okay, and then what is he doing with those?
He is grabbing one sock and putting the gray shirt, the other socks, and stuff like that in. And then he's tying them together and then making a ball.
so he's making a ball on this page. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. What do you see now that's happening?
He is running and kicking the ball over and over and over again. He's running and kicking the ball, running and kicking the ball. And this page is different. There is clothes and he's running past clothes, but he's not kicking the ball.
What do you think the setting of this one might be? Where do you think they are in this picture?
It looks
Where
like
he
they're
is?
in the desert. So they live in the desert, and it looks like it's raining, and he's playing ball.
Okay.
And then he's passing by stuff that you hang your clothes on, like.
Have you ever seen things somewhere that looks like this before?
I've seen them on YouTube. I've seen them on videos, and I've seen them on nursery rhymes.
Okay. So maybe you've seen some things that look like this place before, but not. Do you think it's nearby here?
I've seen places that I've seen strings just like that, and they said, and there's like pictures of clothes hanging on it.
So maybe, yeah. So you've seen some of those things around here. Good. Oh. What do you think's happening in this page?
Dad is handing him a soccer ball, and he's going, putting his hand out and smiling at him.
Why do you think he's smiling?
Because he likes what the dad's doing.
What's happening on this page?
He has all of his friends, and they're kicking or slapping the ball back and forth.
What makes you know it's going back and forth? What in the picture shows you that?
Because someone had the ball, and then it's shooting over to the other person, and then it's shooting back and forth.
How can you tell that?
Because I see these lines that goes to the wall and the person, and back and forth.
You see the yellow lines. These yellow lines on here, they tell you that?
And the ball right here. And there's also a ball right here.
So what's that showing you?
That's showing me that we're passing it back and forth.
Oh.
And that ball looks like the other ball.
Okay. What's happening on this page?
He has his coach or his dad is giving him a t-shirt to be part of the team.
Oh, what do you see happening here?
Being part of the soccer team, and he's kicking it through the hoop. Like, here's the boy, and then that's the soccer ball, and then he kicks it all the way to right here.
Oh, you see how he's kicking it through?
Yeah.
Into the goal over here? So you see that soccer ball going into
And there's also that coach right here.
Okay.
That is watching them and helping them play it.
Okay, so they're playing their soccer game? Okay. Oh, what's happening here?
He's practicing all of his soccer moves. That's when he was older, and then older, and then older, and then older.
What in the picture makes you think that there are different times in his life?
Because how bigger he's getting. How bigger he's getting is how hard he's working on kicking and playing with a soccer ball.
Oh, so you see him getting bigger
and older.
and older.
It looks like that was like a kid, and then he's a teenager, and then a grown up, and then a full grown up.
Do you notice anything else about him?
He's doing lots of stuff with soccer balls.
Doing lots of different things with the soccer ball?
Yep.
Ah, good. Oh, what's happening in this picture?
He was on the news. So he became a news star.
Oh, he became a star? Why do you think he's a star?
Because it shows a picture of him right here, and then a picture of him And then there's his t-shirt, and it has a badge. There's also words there.
Words there.
That's talking about him.
Good.
And there's also an airplane that's taking him to this country right here.
So you see an airplane. Tell me, you say you think it's taking him, I'll use the pointer, but you said this airplane is taking him where?
All the way to the west.
Okay.
Northwest.
Okay, to another country?
To another state.
Okay. So it's taking him somewhere different on there. So they're taking him to another country. Let's see what else. Oh, what are you noticing here?
There's a big soccer field. And they're passing it back and forth. I guess the glitter is the people.
And you see all those things, those are a lot of people watching it in the stadium?
Yes.
Yeah, look at that. That seems like a much larger stadium than we've seen before, huh? What are you noticing now?
They're playing with the soccer ball and a whole entire crowd of people are watching them. So this picture, they're passing it back and forth. This picture, he's shooting it and trying to hit it. He's trying to not let it go in the hoop. But he's a star and he's been practicing. So he goes all the way into the hoop, and there's also people that looks like they're his family. It could be strays that are watching them.
Some people watching him? Mm-hmm.
It could be his family.
Could be his family, yeah, or maybe fans of his. Oh, what's happening here?
He is the same as the front cover, but except one different thing.
What?
There.
Tell us what the different thing is. Here, I'll point to it. Tell us what the different thing is.
A boy is giving him the soccer ball.
Okay, so tell me what you're noticing on it. What are you seeing?
There's a bunch of people watching him, and there's confetti and glitter shooting in the air.
Okay.
I bet they're doing it. I bet they're doing confetti poppers at him.
Why would they be having confetti, you think?
Because how amazing he was of doing the jobs and stuff.
That is a neat thing to think about. What do you notice right here?
Those look like footprints, or they could be. They look like footprints, or they could just be.
What do you think? Look where they lead to.
Oh, he's imagining.
What's he imagining?
He's imagining that guy giving him the soccer ball when he was a kid.
Oh.
When he was a little kid, not this age of kid.
So is that really happening right then?
Yes.
But this part?
No. It was, this part happened.
This part happened, and then he was doing what?
And he was using his imagination to use for this part.
For that part. Oh.
Yep.
What do you see happening here?
It's all different ages of when he was soccer stars. So that is when he used not a soccer ball that was like socks and stuff like curled up together. That one is when he had the soccer ball. That one is when he got the t-shirt. And then that one is when he started playing soccer ball when he was like 18 or 15 years old. And then that's when he won.
And he won on then? Okay. So you're noticing a lot of things on this page. I'm going to read to you the About section to give you some more information. And then after we read the About section, you can go back and we can look at some more of this information, okay? Retelling it again. Okay, you ready?
Okay. This right here shows different pictures of how he was playing the game in the field. This is where he was playing the field at. And this is where he was playing it out in his yard, and then that is where he was playing it out in the soccer field.
Good.
These two were playing when he was playing.
Okay, I'm going to read this part, and then we can go back and add some more details, okay? Listen to as I read it. About Pele. In 1940, in the country of Brazil, a future soccer star was born. His parents named him Edson after Thomas Edison, the American inventor. But his friends called him Pele. That was on page 1. Did we see that?
Yes.
Pele's father, don't leave him alone. Pele's father was a professional soccer player. This is important. Pele loved soccer too. His family did not have much money to pay for the equipment, but that did not stop Pele. He used anything he could find as a soccer ball. He kicked tin cans. He bounced fruit from knee to knee, like on page 2 and 3. You remember that? Pele even made his own soccer balls by stuffing socks full of rags. He had to be very careful. If he kicked his ball into a puddle, it would turn into a wet mess. That was on page 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Did we see that?
Mm-hmm.
When Pele was 6 years old, he got his first real soccer ball. He and his friends set up bamboo sticks as soccer goals in the streets. They called themselves the shoeless ones because they played barefoot. Like on page 8, 9, 10, and 11, they were barefoot. They called themselves the shoeless ones. That's silly. When Pele was 13, he played on his first club team. His coach gave him, listen to this, a soccer uniform. Remember that page?
Mm-hmm.
Pele was so proud. Later, his coach encouraged him to try out for better teams with older players. Pele's talents continued to shine on page 12 and 13. Pele used many special moves to help him score. Oh, we saw, this is one of them you saw. Listen, one is called the bicycle kick. With his back to the goal, Pele would pop the ball into the air. Then he would lean back and kick the ball over his own head into the goal. Another move is called the dribble de vaca, which means dribble of the cow. Pele would let the ball roll past the defender on one side while he ran around the defender on the other side. This would confuse the defender. Meanwhile, Pele would catch up with the ball and continue dribbling. That we saw on page 14, 15, 16, and 17. When he was 17, Pele was invited to join the Brazilian national team. The next year, the team traveled to Sweden for the World Cup. They played in the big stadium. Oh, you saw the big stadium. In front of thousands of people. That was on page 18, 19, 20, and 21. In the final game, Pele scored 2 goals. Brazil won the World Cup. Do you hear that? That's what you saw. Brazil won the World Cup. Pete's teammates lifted him high in the air, just like you said. Pele was the youngest World Cup champion in history. During his time as a player, he won 2 more World Cups with Brazil. But no matter how famous he became, Pele was always remembered being a little boy. So he, see this part you said too, who played soccer in the streets. He remembered that even when he was very famous, like on page 22, 23, 24, and 25. Wow. So what we're going to do now, since you just got all this new information, we're going to just go back through the book and see if there's anything you want to add to it, okay? Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to the beginning and see from this new information if there's things you might want to add. Let's start on this page here. What do you think you might want to add to this page that you noticed?
I noticed now he was kicking cans.
Yeah. Why do you think that? What was he kicking cans for?
Because he was finding everything he could find as a soccer ball.
Oh, you know that now from before. Good. And look here. This is showing us where he lived in Brazil. Look on the map. See that circle right there?
Mm-hmm.
It's showing a little spotlight that is where he lived.
He lives in Brazil. I've heard Brazil.
You've heard of Brazil before?
is a state that has all different kinds of yards.
Oh, it's a
And that's
country.
also near a soccer ball.
Okay,
area.
so Brazil is a country. Okay, so let's look here to see what is there anything new you want to add to this page from what we heard?
He is finding everything he can. And this page right here.
Mm-hmm. Oscar, yep, this page here.
He was playing. He was kicking. He was playing with the ball with his knee, playing it, and then and then using his knee and bouncing it off into the trash can.
Good. Anything new that you want to add to this page?
He was using rags, I've noticed, because we read it.
Because we read that? Yeah. Do you see saw the rags on here?
Yes, and if he got in a puddle or anything like that, if it got in a puddle, it would be all messy and gooey and stuff.
So do you think that might have been happening here?
Yeah.
Look at his face there.
What?
You think it might have gotten in the puddle there?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Anything you want to add to this page that you remember? Anything else you see happening?
This is when he was like 6 years old, and the dad gave him the ball.
So you good remembering that? Okay. How about this page?
They were passing the ball back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
You remember what they called each other? Do they have shoes on? Oh, it's the shoeless.
Shoeless.
The shoeless team, shoeless wonders.
Shoeless team.
I can't remember.
And I guess on the other page, that these sticks back here are the bamboo.
Oh, you might see some bamboo back there. Okay, what's happening here now?
And the coach gave him a soccer uniform.
I like that word uniform. Look at that. The uniform is what they wear. Did we hear that book and that word in the reading, didn't we?
Yes. So he could play soccer and play and play and play and this was called the bicycle.
Nice. The bicycle. Which one?
And then
do you remember?
This one.
This one. Good. What do you know?
Laid down, he went on his back, kicked the ball over his own head.
Good.
And this is where he was on the news. So he won, and so a bunch of crowd took pictures of him and sent it and showed it to the news people and showed it on news TV.
And he went to travel for the World Cup. He went to Sweden there. And what happened here?
Thousands and thousands of people were watching him play the soccer game. This is where we went back and forth, back and forth. And this is when he was playing the game and people lifted him in the air. He remembered what happened when he was young. When he was 6 years old, Dad gave him the soccer ball.
Good.
This was when he was 6 years old.
What's his name?
I was 5 years old and 6 years old, 13 years old, 15, and 17 years old.
Oh, and this is called a timeline. We're going to talk more about the timeline another day. But what do you see happening with him?
When he was 17, he won the game. But when he was 5 and 6 years old, he did not play soccer.
He didn't play soccer? What in the picture makes you think that?
Because he has stuff to use a ball for, but he doesn't play the game soccer. He wasn't playing the game soccer because people wasn't watching him, like crowds and stuff.
So he wasn't on a team then?
He wasn't.
When did he become on a part of a team?
When he was 13, 15, and 17 years old.
When he was 13, yeah, he started becoming part of a team. Good. All right, so you did such a nice job telling us about the book. I can't wait to talk more about this one. Who was it on here? So characters are who the book is about with it. This book is based on a real person. So instead of characters, we can talk about the main people or main person. Who is the main person in this?
The main person is Pele. Pele, and most of it was his friends.
Yeah, Pele. And who is Pele?
Pele is a boy who played soccer.
He's a famous soccer player. Good.
Soccer
Right, want to say bye to your friends? All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for listening.